These are the best exercises for people over 50. The push-up and the squat. But those are the advanced levels. So let me take you all the way back to the first level and teach beginners how to slowly build up the strength, flexibility, balance, and coordination to accomplish these two moves that will keep you strong and flexible. Now, the reason why I like these two specific moves so much is because they strengthen almost every muscle in your entire body. In fact, the simple squat works all the muscles of your lower body, including your calves, your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes, and a lot of the stabilizer muscles as well if you focus on doing them with perfect form. And the push-up, well, it works your chest, your shoulders, your arms, your lats, your core, and all of your upper body muscles, again, especially if you're doing them with perfect form. So, now that you know these two moves are gonna absolutely transform the way you feel in your body and your ability to do things with strength throughout your daily life, let's teach you how to do each one starting at a beginner level. So pay attention to the form, okay? Now with each one of these movements, I'm gonna show you 4 different levels that you can choose from to make sure that you have the right fit for you. It should be a movement that you could do for about 40 to 60 seconds with perfect form. Now we're gonna take each one of these movements and we're gonna break it down into the levels that focus on activation, then strengthen, then lengthen. And this is really important because if we don't know how to use our muscles or feel our muscles properly, well, you might end up taking a few steps forward only to get injured and be forced to take a few steps backwards. So don't do that. Focus on starting with the most beginner movements, try them out first, and if they feel good, then move on to the next level. For the first level of the push-up, we're gonna do a simple move called the seated thigh push-up, which helps you really activate your chest muscles, but also your lats, your serratus, and your core. So here's how to do that with perfect form. You're gonna sit in a chair and you're gonna take a little bit of a wide stance with your knees and toes pointed slightly outward. While you're doing this, make sure your knees go in the same direction as your toes, just to make sure we don't end up with any knee pain while we're doing this movement. From there, you're gonna place your hands right on top of your knees like this and drop your elbows towards your sides. Now what you're gonna do is a push-up movement here, but the whole time we're gonna maintain 2 things. 1, elbows come down, and 2, hands push downward into the knees as we hold this movement. Okay? So you're gonna push down, push the elbows down. Now you're gonna slowly bend forward from the waist and you're gonna feel your chest muscles start to stretch backwards in this position. Now, as you push your hands down against your thighs, you wanna feel your chest muscles starting to fire, but you also wanna maintain that feeling of the lat muscles that are firing because you're pushing down against your knees. So it's forward and down, like this is the motion we wanna press. So come forward into that stretch position, now forward and down, we squeeze the chest, we squeeze the lats, we squeeze the core, extend the elbows fully, and turn the elbow pits upward like this in the end position. That's gonna help externally rotate the shoulders, maintaining good shoulder health and good strength in the shoulders. You're gonna inhale as you go down, exhale as you come up. Practice this slow and controlled, really focusing on developing a strong mind-muscle connection so we can activate the right muscles. Now, if you do this and you can feel the muscles under your armpits, your core, your ribs, and your chest all working together, then we can move you on to the second level, which is called a high chair push-up. So for the high chair push-up, we're gonna use the back of the chair, we're gonna grab onto it, and we're gonna turn our fingertips to the outside like this. This is really helpful for your wrist because if we put our hands flat like this, what you'll notice is I'm demanding my wrist to have a full 90-degree bend in the wrist. A lot of people can't do that. So when we put our hand to the outside like this, we're putting our hand into about a 45-degree position, which is much more comfortable for people with tight wrists. Now in this position, we're first gonna find our plank position. So don't stick your butt out like this. Instead, squeeze your glutes and tuck your pelvis, meaning point your tailbone towards the ground. That's gonna be our good plank position as we do all of these push-up variations. Now also, don't let your hips come down like this because then you're putting pressure on your lower back as well. And we wanna recreate the same motion we just did with the seated thigh plank. So instead of the elbows flaring out like this as we come down, elbows come down, hands push into the chair, and something I like to think about is I'm almost imagining myself trying to drag the chair backwards like this. That's gonna help activate all these muscles, which again, is gonna make this harder, but it's gonna make it a move that develops more strength and much more safely, okay? So hands to the outside, glutes tight. Inhale, drop the elbows towards the hips as we come down, and then push forward, maintain those tight lats and that tight core. Exhale as we come to the top position and turn those elbow pits up at the top. Again, inhaling down, elbows down, tall posture through the top of the head, tight core, tight glutes. Exhale and extend the elbows and turn them upward just like this. Now, if you can do this movement for 60 seconds with perfect form, then one of the best ways to scale up the push-up is to increase the angle. So I'm very upright right here. So what you can do to increase the angle is simply turn the chair around, and we can do a push-up on the low chair like this. And it's so important for you to learn these different levels and simple movement progressions that slowly help you build strength, flexibility, balance, and coordination, because those are the attributes that will make you feel good in your body. Oh, and by the way, if you want to learn more movements like this and a progression just like this to help you get stronger and feel so much better, well, we're teaching a live masterclass soon. We're going to teach you the best moves for your body and show you many levels just like this. If you want to sign up for that, all you got to do is click the link in the description and you can sign up for free. Otherwise, let's jump back in to the low chair push-up. So just like before, you're gonna turn your fingers to the outside and grab onto the outside of the chair. You're gonna come back to a plank position, you're gonna squeeze your glutes and core, and you're gonna drop your elbows down towards your ribs as you come forward. Inhaling down, exhaling up, and going back and forth, doing the low chair push-up just like this. Now, if for some reason the jump between the high chair and the low chair was too much, you can do one of two things. Either you can find a surface that's a little bit higher, somewhere between these two heights, or you can reduce the range of motion, and over time, you can lengthen by increasing the range of motion. So what I mean is this: maybe you start at first doing a half push-up and back up, and then a couple weeks later, you're doing a 3/4 push-up and back up, and then a couple weeks later, you're bringing your chest all the way down to the chair and back up. Now, once you're able to go all the way down to the chair and back for at least 40 to 60 seconds with perfect form, well, guess what? You're probably gonna be ready to get rid of the chair and instead focus on just doing regular push-ups like we showed you in the beginning, just like this. Now let's focus on the squat, or as we like to call it, we shape the sit to stand. All right, this is such a fundamental movement of the lower body, but most people don't know how to do it with good form, and most people never take the time to activate all the muscles necessary to do it properly. So we're gonna focus on activating the right muscles. How we're gonna do it is with a simple move called the seated heel push. So here's what it looks like. You're gonna come to the edge of your chair. You're gonna take a natural squat stance, which for most people is a little step outward from your hips and your toes slightly turned outward. I mentioned this before, but it's important to make sure that our knees are going the same direction as our toes as we do these movements. Don't let these knees cave in like this, otherwise you're gonna wear down your knee joint and it's not gonna feel good in the long run. From here, what you're gonna do is lift your toes to your nose until you feel these muscles right here on the fronts of your shins fire. Those are really important muscles for strengthening the knee joint, so make sure you don't skip that step. Then you're gonna press your heels down into the ground, almost like you're trying to shove the chair backwards behind you, but also trying to shove your hips forward. What I mean is you're trying to do this motion right here. The goal would be, can you feel your quad muscles, but can you also feel your glute muscles right here firing as you drive your feet into the ground? If you can feel your quads, great. If you can't feel your glutes yet, then you're not alone. It takes some people a lot of time to start activating their glute muscles. One way to help you with that is as you push your heels into the ground, push your knees to the outside, and you might start to feel your glute muscles and your hips firing even more. That's a fantastic way to start feeling these muscles so you know which muscles you'll be using as you do the next level. Now, if you can do this and you can feel your quads and your glutes firing, and you feel like you can maintain a nice squeeze for a few seconds and repeat for 60 full seconds, well, now it's time to start focusing on good form for the sit to stand. We're gonna start by using our hands for support to help you along the way. So this time we're gonna start seated in a chair with the same hip width distance and knees and toes slightly turned outward. From there, you're gonna put your hands on your knees this time, and we're gonna initiate the movement by bringing our belly between our thighs, but maintaining a nice flat back. So we're not rounding our back forward like this, we're bringing our belly between our thighs, and now from here, we're gonna push our heels into the ground and our hands into our knees to help us come off the chair into a half bent position, and then we're gonna lift the hands up and fully extend the hips nice and tall. So what you'll notice here is that I'm not focusing on lifting my head towards the sky or bringing my knees forward in the beginning. Instead, what I'm focusing on is bowing my body forward and loading the hips. When I'm here, I can feel a nice stretch through my hamstrings and my glutes, and then it becomes a hip extension movement, which is so much more powerful and safe than trying to do a knee extension movement, okay? So on the way back down, we're gonna inhale, weight shifts to the heels, push the butt back, hands go on the knees, and we're gonna reverse the motion. Right? So inhale here, exhale here, inhale on the way down, exhale here, just like that. Now, if you can do this for 60 seconds with good form, making sure those knees don't wobble in, you're not rounding your back or anything like that, now we can remove the arms from the support and we can start doing sit to stands without the use of our arms. So same thing, belly forward, weights on the heels. I'm gonna put my hands out forward for counterbalance. I'm gonna inhale, I'm gonna press my heels on the ground, then extend my hips, stand nice and tall. I even like to turn my palms forward to help improve my posture as I'm doing this. Inhaling down, reversing the motion, exhaling up, and going a little bit faster than when we were doing the supported sit to stand. Now, if you're able to do this version of the sit to stand with perfect form for 60 seconds, well, then you can do the squats, just like we taught you in the beginning, and you can do them a little faster too, if you want. Hey, if you like these two movements and how we taught them to you in different levels that teach you how to activate, strengthen, and lengthen your muscles so you can feel better in your body, we're gonna cover several more movements just like this in a new live masterclass we're calling The Best Moves for You. The best part is, it's free. So if you wanna check it out, all you gotta do is click the link below and you can sign up for free.